The $832 billion defense appropriations bill is making its way through Congress. All eyes are on the Senate's next steps.
Okay, so last week was a pretty big one up on Capitol Hill. First thing, the House Armed Services went through their markup of the defense policy bill. They decided to prohibit A-10 retirements. They added $1 billion for the Virginia-class submarine. There was a lot of movement on Ukraine. Eventually, they ended up adding another $100 million more for Ukraine after a lot of different amendments where certain Republicans were trying to take back all of the funding meant for Ukraine. In the end, we saw a lot of bipartisan agreement that there needs to be more money in the bill for Ukraine. So that ended up going forward. And then late last week, the House passed the defense spending bill. That pretty much kept funding at the same levels as what the Pentagon requested. There wasn't a lot of huge changes happening on the floor. The biggest amendment that saw the debate was from Marjorie Taylor Greene. She wanted to insert a prohibition for any money ever going to Ukraine.
Before we start worrying about Taiwan's borders or Ukraine's borders or any other country's borders, we should be focusing on the continued security of our own border.
Essentially, even key Republicans kind of stepped in and said, hey, there's no money for Ukraine in here. This would just kind of take away tools from the president to respond further into the future. So what's coming up next week? Well, next on the docket is Senate appropriators. They've got to finally unleash their version of the defense appropriations bill. The big question there is whether they're going to follow the Senate Armed Services Committee and add additional money on top of the Pentagon's top line. SASC added about $32 billion. We'll have to see what Senate appropriators do.